I'll be discussing the common ECG findings you see in your day-to-day practice. So let us see first the normal complex. This is the one normal complex which you see in an ECG. So the first wave what you see in the ECG is always the P wave, which is a positive deflection. Followed by next you see the first initial downward or the negative deflection, which you see is the Q wave. Afterwards comes the positive deflection, which is always the R wave. Then comes the next S wave as the negative deflection, followed by the T wave and the U wave. So coming to the segment or the intervals, you can see here that is the initial important interval is the PR interval. The PR interval is always measured from the beginning of the P wave to the first deflection of the QRS complex. And coming to the QRS, this is complex or the QRS duration is always measured from the first deflection of the QRS complex to the end of the QRS complex at the isoelectric line. Next comes the QT interval, which is the first deflection of the QRS complex to the end of the T wave at the isoelectric line. So next is the common thing which you see. One is the common thing which you see always in the ECG is the sinus bradycardia. Now I'll come to the common arrhythmias, which is the sinus bradycardia. As you know, what is bradycardia is the heart rate less than 60 per minute. Here you can see the ECG with a normal P or normal QRS, but the duration of the heart rate will be around 60 per minute or less than 60 per minute is called a sinus bradycardia. Now coming to the tachycardia part, you know what is tachycardia? It's a heart rate more than 100. So always look for the heart rate more than 100. It's a tachycardia, and the normal tachycardia or a sinus tachycardia will be have a normal P wave followed by a QRS complex, and the rhythm is always regular. So next what you commonly come in the ER which you see is the heart blocks. I am not coming to the first degree heart block because you know that first degree heart block is like the prolongation of the PR interval, as I said before. Then any prolongation of PR interval more than 200 milliseconds is called as a first degree heart block. Coming next to the type 2 heart block, which there is a Morbitz type 1 and the Morbitz type 2. Here you can see that Morbitz type 1, the PR interval slowly prolongs and there is a fall of QRS complex, as you can see here. But coming to the Morbitz type 2, the PR is fixed, but there is a sudden fall of QRS complex. And the 2:1 AV block, as you can see clearly in the picture, is every second P wave there is a fall of QRS complex. That's called a 2:1 AV block. So this has to be kept in mind when you see all the ECGs. The next, this is a third degree AV block, that is a block or a high degree AV block. This is where you can see that very commonly what you see that you can see only the P waves in this, and intermittently you just see one QRS complex. This is called a third degree AV block. It can be intermittent, it can be a permanent third degree AV block. So now coming to the tachyarrhythmias. The common arrhythmias which you face or which you see in the emergency departments are ventricular tachycardia and a ventricular fibrillation. The first ECG which you see here is a ventricular tachycardia, which is very regular. You can see this. This is called a ventricular tachycardia. Coming to the ventricular fibrillation, you can see it's very irregular. It's an arrhythmia which is very has a high mortality rate. Now coming to the other important thing which you see in the emergency department is an heart attack, that is called a myocardial infarction. What happens with myocardial infarction is you can see the series of ECGs what you can see from 1 to 6. This is an evolution of the myocardial infarction. Normally when the patient develops a chest pain or a myocardial infarction, you can see there is an ST elevation. As I said before, you know the ST segment. There is an elevation of the ST segment from the baseline, that is called an ST elevation. So as the time progresses, the ST elevation resolves and comes back to the isoelectric line. That is from 1 to 6 you can see the changes which happens during a ST elevation MI after revascularization. So the common MIs which you come across are the inferior wall MI, where you see the ST elevation in 2-3 AVF, and the anterior wall MI which you can see in V2 to V6 or V1 to V6. Thank you.